Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to improve our algebraic skill, because we want to learn algebra. For a second I forgot my line. Because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 128. Day 128. We are in the process of learning how to solve word problems. We started that part of the course on day number 101. Today is going to be our 28th day of solving word problems. Let's see what we have for today. Here's the question. What is the price of 60 candies if a dozen costs X dollars? Very straightforward, simple question. If a dozen candy costs X dollars, how much would you pay if you were to buy 60 candies? Well, the very first thing we need to figure out is how many dozen is 60 candies, which is very simple and very straightforward. 60 is same as you know, 60 divided by 12, or 5 dozens. There are 5 12s in a 60. So we're going to buy 5 dozens candy. Well, we know that 1 dozen costs X dollars. So if 1 dozen costs X dollars, then 5 dozens should cost five times as much. Stands to reason. If 1 dozen costs X dollars, then if you're going to buy 5 dozen, you're going to pay 5 times the price. 5 times the amount, I meant. 5 times the amount is 5X dollars. That's it. Very good. That's your answer. 5X dollars is what you're going to pay. Whatever that X happens to be. For example, if the dozen candy costs $3, for example, if X happens to be 3, right now we are plugging in numbers to verify our answer. If X happens to be 3, then what we are saying is that what's the cost of 60 candies if 1 dozen costs $3? Well, if 1 dozen costs $3 and 60 of them is same as 5 dozens, then 5 dozens should cost 5 times the amount, or 3 times 5, which is what this is. 5 times X, which is 3, or 3 times 5. It will cost $15. The answer is 5X dollars. That's all. Let's do one more, shall we? Let's do one more. Here's the next one. Three sweaters cost D dollars. How much would 5 cost? Now you understand, I'm not taking the time to spell out everything, but I'm just going to explain to you what we are assuming here. We are assuming that we bought 3 sweaters, all of the same sweaters, for all the same prices. So we bought 3 of them and we have to pay D dollars for it. We do not know the value of D, obviously, otherwise it would be an arithmetic problem. For example, if somebody tells you if 3 sweaters cost, if somebody told you that 3 sweaters cost $30, then we know that we paid $10 for a sweater, 5 of them will cost $50. It would no longer be an algebra problem, it would become an arithmetic problem if we knew the value of D. That's what it is. Algebra is arithmetic in abstract sense, because we don't know the value of these variables. So, how do we go about it? Well, let's take a look. Here's the solution. We know that 3 of them cost D dollars. Well, if 3 of them cost $D, one should cost a third of the amount. A third of the amount. Whatever the $D is, a third of that amount should be the price of one sweater. We want to buy 5. So 5 should cost 5 times that amount. There you go. This is the price of one sweater, D over 3. Multiply that amount by 5 and you will get the price of 5 sweaters. That's all. And of course you wouldn't leave it like this. You have to simplify it. You have to write it in a better form. So D over 3 times 5 in algebra would be written as 5D over 3 dollars. Had it been a multiple choice question, the answer would be expressed like that, not like that. 5D over $3. That's it. And something like this could very well appear on the GRE or GMAT or the SAT. Very straightforward. It will appear as an easy question because it is a very simple question. We are on day number 128, and as I explained to you before, for those of you who have watched it before, in the first 30 days, day 101 through 30, the problems are going to be easy. Then 31 through 70, they're going to be a little bit more difficult, medium difficulty. In the last 30 questions, beginning with day number 171 through day 200, they're going to be more challenging. But this is a simple, straightforward question. That's it, that was the answer. Let's plug in to verify our answer. Let's plug in to verify. Let's plug in a value for X, for D, to verify our answer. So, how much do you want 3 sweaters to cost? What did I have here? Let's pretend that the 3 sweaters cost $15. Very simple. If 3 sweaters cost $15, then one should cost $5. You see, same logic. 3 of them cost $15, so the D equals 15. D equals now 15. If D equals 15, then one should cost $5. 15 divided by 3, which is $5. One should cost $5. And 5 of them should cost 5 times the amount, which is $25. 5 of them should cost $25, which is what we're going to get here when we plug in the value for D. D equals 15. So watch what happens. 5 times D, which is 15 over 3. And what does it give us? Does it give us $25? It better give us $25 because one sweater we said costs $5. 5 of them should cost $25. 15 divided by 3 gives us 5, and 5 times 5 is your 25. Voila. So it does give you the right answer. It is the correct answer. 5D over 3 is the answer. Want to do one more? Let me look at the clock in the back, see how much time I've consumed, and I'll tell you in a second if we can do one more. Just give me 1 second. We are 8 minutes into it. I'm not sure if I want to start another one or not. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. This one I'm going to make it a little bit more tricky, a little bit more challenging. So what happens? Just a little, not a lot. Here's the question. Mike pays X% of his income in taxes. How much will he pay in taxes on an income of $1,000? Okay, now we don't have to make it too complicated. We don't have to portray the real life. We don't have to mimic the real life. But if you wanted to, if you were hell bent on that, then think of this as just his marginal tax rate, whatever bracket he is in that particular bracket. Every time he shows an income of $100, Uncle Sam is there with his hand out, asking him to pay X% of that amount. He just had an income of $1,000. The question is, how much money should he send it to the tax authorities? Let's find out, shall we? first thing first. What he pays is X percent, not the X amount of dollars, X percent. What does percent mean? Percent means exactly what it says. The word percent, it might sound weird, but if somebody were to ask you what does the word percent mean, it means exactly what it said. It means per 100. Percent means per 100. The cent part is where the word century comes from, per 100. So that tells you how much tax you will have to pay on every $100 that you earn. He pays X percent. So X percent means because he pays X percent means he has to pay X dollars on an income of $100. X percent means he has to pay income of X dollars on income of $100. Well, here he does not have an income of $100. He has an income of $1,000. X percent means he has to pay X dollars in income tax. X percent means he has to pay X dollars. I forgot what I just erased here, the word in income. X percent means he has to pay X dollars in income tax. I'm going to erase all this thing. X percent means he has to pay X dollars in taxes on an income of $100. Here he does not have an income of $100. The question is, how much does he pay on an income of $1,000? Well, $1,000 is 10 times the amount. $1,000 is 10 times the amount. Instead of $100, he has $1,000. So instead of X dollars, he will pay 10 times that amount. That's all. He will pay, in other words, he will end up paying 10 times X dollars on an income of $1,000. Now we're going to quickly verify this thing. We're going to quickly verify this thing by plugging in a value for X, just so we make sure that we do in fact have the right answer. Let's pretend that he pays 5% in taxes. Every time, 5% means every time he shows an income of $100, he has to pay $5 in taxes. Well, if he has to pay $5 in taxes, X percent means he has to pay X dollars on every $100. So here, had it been 5%, 5% would have meant $5 on 100. And since this is 1,000, it will be 10 times as much. Multiply this by 10, multiply this by 10, and that will give you $50 in taxes on $1,000. Let's see if this gives us $50. You see, X is 5, it gives us 10 times 5, or $50 in taxes on an income of $1,000. Which makes sense. $5 on $100, so 10 times the amount on an income of 10 times the previous amount. 10 times 100 is 1,000, therefore instead of $5 you pay 5 times, or 10 times 5, which is $50. Okay? That's it. That's what I have for today. I will see you tomorrow on day number 129. Perhaps I shouldn't have started this last problem after all, but anyway, it's done. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye.